What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this beautiful day and another episode of Taking a Risk with George. On today's episode, I'm going to be changing out the Blackstone right there, and we're going to be grilling steaks on it, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so before I get to them steaks, I got to show you guys what happened last night. Absolutely devastating. This brand new hose that I just bought, I'll show you the box here in a minute. Beautiful hose. I have it all laid out nice and neat and perfect. Came out and this was all a swamp this morning. It's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon now, and you can still see it's still all muddy. There was like 2 or 3 inches of water just sitting here. That whole board was underwater. All of that was underwater. I was so nervous that things were gonna start going deeper in, like the water was all out to here and all at the front of the camper and on the side as well. Was all muddy. This was all mud. All of this mud all around here, all because this hose that I literally just bought, and I threw away the packaging. Thank God the garbage company didn't come today. I had to get it out of there. This Niagara, I think that's Niagara. I want to say Niagara, but I don't know. Woven hose, lightweight, kink free. I don't know what happened. It worked once. The second time we used it, it exploded. And I swear it says it was durable enough to handle the 50-ish pounds of pressure, which is all that's going through these hoses. I don't know why. There you go, a 600 PSI burst rating. We had a gigantic burst. I might even turn it back on just to show you guys. I'm really just thankful that the burst was on the outside of the camper and not the inside, but it's in such a weird spot. It's right here. This is where I believe it was leaking from, the part where it starts to go up. I don't know. There's literally no visible holes, but watch, as soon as I turn it on. Of course, I've got my PSI regulator, so I know exactly how much is going in. I've got a water filter coming straight out the tap. Okay, we'll just turn it on a little bit. There we go. See, it's going through this hose, and there it goes. Right there. How ridiculous. All of this. Right there. How ridiculous. And let's check that PSI. That's not even at 40. Unless there's something wrong with my regulator, which I don't think so. So what I had to do, again, this is the third hose I've bought. This hose right here, this Aqua Armor. This one's specifically made for marine and RV, so I think it has the same promise of being 600 PSI burst rating, but we'll see. There we go. Better than expandable hoses, which that is an expandable hose, that Niagara. Let's hope this one makes it, because we cannot go any longer with no water. I'm just thankful that when it came into here, it didn't leak at all, because what I was having issues with was this before. This was leaking, and I thought it was the connection here, but what I had to do was make sure that this was tight in the right way and going into this. And then I've got a quick connect on here. That's not good. Well, it shouldn't leak right there, and I should have moved it first, but that's all right. I'll clean it up. So double water filtering, and we've got, of course, the stage 1 right there, and then another stage 1 and then a stage 2. So triple filtered, hopefully, for the honey's liking. Let's see, are we level? Oh yeah, we're definitely level. Just a little side thing to look at. I'm sure I could have done this a little bit more graceful, but there you go. There it is, all nice and untangled. Gotta take it over here. Definitely gonna hook it up and let water run through it before I plug it into the camper itself. So let's get this. Yeah, all nice and muddy, of course. 'Cause who doesn't want to drink mud? A little dirt don't hurt, right? All right, let's double check. Turn this back on. Ladybugs are everywhere. All right, I can hear the water going. Water's flowing. Uh-oh, kinking. Oh, you're not supposed to be kinky. Uh-oh, it said not kinkable. This is why we're gonna have a burst. Water's getting trapped, which is not what happened with the other one. I promise you, I spent several minutes taking out every single kink that there was in that last one. Let's turn this off and slow my roll a little bit. Yeah, let's turn it all the way up. That's the right thing to do. Let's get this situated. I just want to make dinner. But we've been having slight issue after slight issue. Some days things go off without a hitch. Other days like today, wake up to big problems and what is going on here? Be right back. Right. And we're back with a kink-free hose. Definitely hose. That should all be nice and straight. Should be no kinks. Make sure this neck part isn't kinked up. All right. Now let's give it a go. See what happens. Should be good to go. Let's crank that up. All right. That looks like a good amount of water to be wasted. Everything looks fine. That could hold a little bit more PSI. We're still shooting at about 30, so let's plug it in. All right, so now I just gotta pop the quick connect, pop it on there.
A few moments later.
Oh man, just got done fixing the water and I came over here to take a drink of my delicious Mountain Dew, which I haven't had in forever. Major Melon. Why you gotta be like that? I saw him in here swimming. Is he still swimming? Shouldn't have done that, B. Anyway, it's back to business. Let's see, we crank this on. Oh, stink bug. Let's see, we're filling up, twisting. All right, there we go. Oh, there it goes, dropping back to, I think, normal PSI, which is about 50-ish. Let's double check that we don't have a leak. It's like I said, before this was leaking, that was a long time ago. I fixed it since then. And it's already inlet and good to go. This is open. It's always good to have these 90-degree angled nozzles because when you plug it into here, it goes straight into there. There's no stress on this. But if you just put the hose in there like that, you know you got that drop stress. So it could eventually wiggle itself into a position where you don't want to be. So little handy-dandy pointer tip, and plus with the shutoff, I can easily control the water going in. And this hose is nice and thick. I guess you can't always have a kink-free hose because it's kinking itself. It doesn't even want me to unkink it. See, it's going to kink itself again. It just wants to be kinky. Maybe, I don't know what I can do for it. I'm just going to leave it alone. Live your life. Check it out. This could definitely be a decent bee trap. I think if you put some lubricant of some sort, they would just slide right in. Look, he's in there, he can't get out. That's the second one it's trapped. Eventually he's going to get tired and they're going to fall down and then sayonara. Alright, so here is the new Blackstone grill top, or I guess I should call it the Elite Series grill top. I don't know, this is Suburban. There we go. I should stop calling it Black Stone because I don't think it's the Blackstone brand. But anyways, the previous owner told us that this was rusty and ready to go and that they did actually purchase a new one, which I didn't know about at the time when we were first viewing it. So I checked this out. And I remember telling myself that it looked new, maybe, but obviously not. This is definitely no good anymore. This is, I mean, this probably could be restored and brought back to life, but in another time, I've got to put this one in instead. I don't think there's any installation necessary. Maybe it's just drop and go. That would be amazing. I think that's literally all there is. This episode just got extremely short because I think it's just drop into those pinholes. Those match up right there. All 4 of them, and then you turn it on and it's good to go. But never actually used this, so there's no telling if there's going to be an issue with the actual propane itself, which probably a good time to check. Propane's in the front of the camper. Let's go take a look at our propane levels, and before we do that, let me show you. This is a project for coming up real soon. Actually, the honey is begging me to get started. This is a giant butcher block. She wants me to replace the bathroom cabinets, both of them, with this giant butcher block. I've got to cut it in half and then shape it the right direction so that it fits in the bathroom properly, and that'll be an amazing upgrade for this camper. It'll look so nice when it's done. But anyways, back to what we were originally doing, which is checking on this propane, and it looks like we've got plenty on this tank, and this is the 30-pound tank, not gallon. George. Let's check the other one though. Before I get over there, I should definitely mention that because it was so wet because of the water, this is like bug paradise. And look, another one. Oh, well, it just flew away, but I just found a red ladybug that had no spots, and now I just saw an orange one. And I was trying to show the kids that red one, but it, of course, got away from me before I could show them. But so neat. I don't think I've ever seen a ladybug with no spots. I've seen a ladybug with missing, like, messed up spots, but never really ones without spots. So let's check second propane. They're all over this propane. Almost no spots. There's another one flying at me. They're kind of like surrounding this propane. I don't even have this one on. It's empty. Son of a gun. I think, yeah, that's on for sure. I just closed it. Oh no, all the propane is out on this one. Just filled it up too. I might have a leak. Doesn't smell like there's anything. I think red is not good. It shouldn't be red. What does that do? Oh, that turns it to green. What? Oh no. Maybe that's been our issue. Having issues with like the water heater and the furnace both working, I think. But there's no way that's the reason. But this propane was definitely full either yesterday or this morning, whenever the last time I checked, and now it's completely empty. So definitely something wrong going on. There's definitely a leak or something, so something else I gotta figure out. I think green is good, right? Should mean go. But if there's no propane in it anyways, there's nothing to go to. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Consort with the manual. Before we get to it any further, I do want to point out one more thing. These little suckers right here, I know there's people out there that know what these are called. Some people call them no-see-ums, and you can't really see it right now. Come on, there it is. There it is right there. This tiny microscopic bug. They're not really microscopic, they're just really tiny. About the size of a quarter grain of rice, I would say. There's one on my screen right now too. These little things have such incredible jaw power. I can't believe it. And they bite you, and you can barely see them, and it hurts so bad. Well, it doesn't hurt that bad. It's annoying for sure. All right, and back to the bee trap. I honestly didn't intend for it to go this way. I wanted to drink that. I still might, and just absorb the protein and toxins that come with it. But how absolutely crazy that it did so well. I see they go in, sometimes they go to right here, and then they'll find their way out, but obviously not all of them. We'll see. We'll see by the end of the day what happens. Alright, so first things first, I'm the realist. Second thing, you got to remove this, I think just like that, and this should not just be thrown away, I don't think. Definitely should keep it. It is kind of windy. Windy, yes. So, hopefully my flame doesn't keep going out. Uh-oh. Missing a leg. Look. 1, 2, 3, and nothing. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh no. If it was this front corner, I don't think it would be such an issue, because this is where the grease trap is. It would honestly help it leak into there more. But that back corner is not going to do. Let me see if I can jimmy rig it. I had to verify real quick that this one has all four, and it indeed does. And I wish I knew how to weld. I'm sure I could if I really tried, but something like this I don't think I could. Oh wait, I do have a grinder. But that's not for this episode. This was just supposed to be quick and easy, but nothing is quick and easy, right? So, fixed one problem with the hose. Found out that the propane tank must have leaked, because there's no way it emptied with us not even using it for much. There's no way it just emptied like that. So I think I gotta figure out what's going on with them regulators. So that's another problem. So fixed one problem with the water. Found out that the propane tank is leaking. Hopefully gonna fix that. Definitely gonna get it refilled. Went to go fix the griddle, the Suburban griddle, with the old one, which was damaged. Or not really damaged, just rusty. Sure, I could bring it back to life if I really wanted to. Just have a spare. That probably, well, this, honestly, since it doesn't work, it's not really going to be a spare. That would be the main one. This would be a spare. And I don't even know what the heck I'd use it for. I'm just going to spare it, I guess. So. Let's see if this thing even turns on before we go any further with this. Now, I do have instructions here. It just says light. But it's spelled... Oh, this really comes out. I don't know why I thought light was spelled L-I-T-E. Alright, so let's get you guys in here for this thing. Let's see, just... No. Uh-oh. Is this not secure some way, shape, or form? This just wants to keep moving on me? Guess that's okay. made it to light. And nothing, I think. Ha! No, nothing. There's nothing going on here. You don't even smell propane. Propane is supposed to have like a rotten eggish type smell. They add it because propane is actually scentless, but they add a sulfur-ish smell to it so that you know when it's leaking. Alright, let's see what it says here. It says, read all instructions before lighting. Well, this is the only instructions I have, so push the control knob in and turn counterclockwise to light position. If ignition does not occur in 5 seconds, turn the burner control off. Wait 5 minutes, and repeat. Les étoiles en de crestancions avante de l'amor. Anyways, so you guys are going to wait here with me for 5 minutes while this clears out, I guess. Alright, so something that you're always taught is to follow the cords. If there's an issue with something over here, you always follow the path of where it's coming from. And of course, I grabbed this. And that's why we're not working, because this is not plugged into anything. George. That's not my fault though. But it's always good to check ahead of time because this is not ours. It was used. I should really be going through things like it's a new thing and I should be inspecting everything. And I've really let myself down on this one. But at least I figured it out. We're going to get it working. We're going to get it started. And hopefully we're going to be grilling here soon and have some delicious, yummy steaks for dinner that I told the family was probably not going to happen because I couldn't figure out what was going on with this. I literally just went through the manual for like the last hour, just reading and reading and reading. We also have a DSI fault, which I found out was the water heater ignition, which I'm going to assume why that propane tank is empty, because I think what happened was the water heater tried to ignite itself. There was no spark or something like that, but the gas was on, so it all just leaked out because there was no spark to ignite it and to let it know that you don't need to keep pumping out gas. So I think that's exactly what happened. So now I got to figure out where this little fella gets plugged into. All right, so I'm trying to find out where this plugs into. It's a, I think, no, that's a male adapter. So there's a female adapter somewhere that needs to plug into, and I don't think it would be directly off of the propane tank. What I was looking at though is this. And I don't know, there is, oh, there, right there, that golden receptacle that almost looks perfectly matched for this. It's got 6 sides, that has 6 sides. But I don't know what that is. It looks empty to me. It doesn't look like it would accept this and hold on to it. So I don't think that's it. Plus that's in a really weird location that I wouldn't be able to reach unless I took this off. And I mean, that's never a bad thing, but I don't think in here, I don't see anything anywhere. Do you guys? I don't see anything anywhere where this would plug in. Like just plug and go. There should be an adapter somewhere, just kind of like those quick connects that I have on the hose. The garden hose, the water hose. Nothing that way. I have no clue. Here we go again. Alright, so just figured out that this goes down here into there. Says installer seta motor. If you can't read whatever language that is, it says something about gas. There it is, the word right there, gas.
The next day.
Alright, so it's the next day, and the reason I had to stop last night was because I discovered that there must be a leak somewhere in my propane system, so there was definitely no way I was going to continue leaving it on. So before I continue with any of the grilling, which is super upsetting, we wanted to really make those steaks. We're gonna have to get that system checked out, but look what I did add. As a little bit of security, I added one of these old child locks. I think I made it a little too tight, but there you go. It should help keep that door closed on move days, because the other day when I came out here after moving it, all of my drinks were like hanging out right here. Like the door was stopped right here, and then as soon as I opened this, because it was stopped by this, as soon as I opened that, they all just came crashing down on top of me, and it was bad. So as you can see, I took the little regulator off, so don't know if it's full or not, but these pipes, they definitely do leak, and it's coming from I'm not sure where. So I'm probably gonna have to have a professional come out here and look at these pipes, because I have no clue where that leak could even be coming from. And you can tell because of the smell, and I can still smell it. So It's definitely stronger when this is on. This is definitely off, right? Yeah, that's closed. Definitely gonna go check the other one too. So here's the second one, and closed. Yeah, it's definitely closed. This one has a smell as well, and it's back to red. Oh, look at that. So I switched it from this side to that side, and it stayed red. I think this honestly tells you how much propane you have, and since they're both turned off, that's probably why they're both red. I think red means empty, and green means full, and this is something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to open both of the tanks. This is what I was reading. And then this controls which side it pulls from. So this side was completely empty that one day or yesterday. And when I switched it to this side, it was full. But now that I have that side off, it's showing that it's empty. So I think that's pretty neat.
2,000 years later.
All right, so day number 3 of just trying to make some steaks. And I finally succumbed to it. I'm not this type of guy, but went out and got myself a little portable charcoal grill, and I've got some 5-star hickory and oak blend grilling and smoking pellets, plus some apple charcoal briquettes, some quick fire starter because I don't want to use any type of fluid or accelerant, and then of course some stuff to clean. This was only like $15 or so, maybe 20-ish with tax, and this is how we're going to be making our steak today. Alright, so I finally got the grill all set up. I got dinner right here, and it's just done like this to keep the bugs off of us, so don't have to worry about bugs being on my food while I'm setting up the rest of this grill, because I still got to get the fire started. And I honestly, since I don't do this often, I'm not sure how much I should put in here. I think I'm just going to do a small layer and see what happens, and I'm definitely going to layer them with those on the bottom and these on, maybe these on the bottom and those on top, so it should turn out pretty good. So let me get that going. There we go, finally done. To you guys it was a few seconds. To me it literally took an hour just to get this little tiny pile of briquettes lit up, and I'm pretty sure these smoke pellets are supposed to go on now, not before. They literally just burnt to ash, and that was all the smoke that was going in my face earlier. There's still some in there, you can see them, but holy moly. I actually had to grab a snack while I was waiting for this to finally catch fire, and you guys saw I had to keep blowing on it just to keep it encouraged, even though the wind was so windy and now there's nothing. It all died away as I'm ready to start cooking, which is okay. So let's get to that. All right, so when I brought the steaks out here, they were about at a 35-degree temperature, and they're up to 42, which is great. It means they're cooling off, which is fine. You want them to get a little warmer before you slap them on, just so they acclimate a little bit better. And I normally will not put any type of seasoning on it besides for salt, because a good steak does not need anything, but we've been liking this little Dano seasoning, and this is not a plug for Danos. We're just saying they have good stuff. So I'm going to toss a little bit on there and see if this makes it. Oh, it says replace your salt and pepper. I already put salt, though. That's all right. All right, and my goal is to get them up to 125 degrees. That is about a medium rare, which is how we like it. So let's see. Probably should put that back on first. That makes sense. And this is pretty dang hot, so I'm hoping it gets up to the temperature that I was looking for, which is about 400 degrees. I think that's the right way in. Cover this up for a second, let it build some heat. I think I want to close these just a little bit. Maybe. Can't do it with one hand. Oh, yes I can. Ow! Let's get to the other side. Close this one. Oh no. I'll burn myself twice. Alright, that's not bad. Let's get it right there. Just a little bit of air. Let's see if we can peek on them, make sure they're still in there. Probably undressing and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what briquettes be doing in there. Just looking at it, and I probably should have taken this paper off first. There we go. That actually came off really easy. And this is the Expert Grill. Once again, not a plug for anything. This is just what I grabbed. I'm gonna make their products look bad. I can guarantee that. That's my fault. All right, set the tripod up. Yeah, that's exactly why I had this covered. Dang flies always trying to land on my meat. But that's nice and warm. Some Danny on there. Almost forgot. You can apply liberally with this stuff. A lot of it goes a long way. Not quite the sizzle I was hoping for, but definitely the smell I'm looking for. That smells wondrous. Alright, so we're going to let that cook until it hits about halfway. Alright, so it's been only about like 3 or 4 minutes, I think. I don't remember what time I put it in there, but look at how fast it's climbing in temperature, so I'm going to go ahead and check on it, just in case I want it to overcook. Definitely not getting the internal temperature I'm hoping for. Pop this off. Yeah, nice hickory. Chicory hickory. Let's see. Looking a little bit better. Leave it on there a little bit longer. Not get the grill marks. It's not sitting, it's not hot enough. There we go. Now the underside will have a nice charcoal built up on it. So I'll cover that a little bit more. Check this out. I think he's calling out for a piece of my steak that I'm destroying over here. I hear you. Look at how they move their tail while they squeak. Do you guys hear that? What are we even looking at? Alright, so I checked on them again. Ended up taking the probe out because I'm not going to be able to rely on an actual internal temperature. What I'm going to have to do is revert back to my culinary days where they taught you, this is well done. This is medium, medium rare. Rare, I think. Something like that. So I'm shooting for somewhere in between these two. So I want it nice and soft just like that. Obviously I haven't flipped it yet, but it's still very rare. Keep that covered. Letting all the good smoke out. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes now, and I'm starving. Let's take a look at them. I'll allow it. Alright. Flipping them. Oh, that one looks so much better. This one's got a good char on the inside. Alright, we're into hour number 3 of setting up the grill. Looking a lot better. Heavenly. Really good. Alright, let's give them a turn. Check on them in another 15 minutes. Alright, I'm sure there's several grill masters out there who probably realized this before I even started, but this isn't even that hot anymore. So it's just been sitting here cooling off, which means the briquettes are no longer giving off heat, which means I'm no longer really cooking at the temperature that I want to. So we're just going to open it up. Still very delicious. Oh wow, that smells really good actually. Let's see if I have space in there. Alright. So let's turn this flash on, get a bit of light. See what the undersides look like. Feels it's cooked enough, so let's get it on the cutting board. Just not as charred as I would have liked. Definitely juicy. Oh yeah. Just gonna leave that. Alright y'all, welcome back to my Only Pans, and what we got here is some delicious ribeye steak done on the dinkiest little grill I could find. And now I'm finally gonna tear into it. Of course, I'm all alone in my mobile home, and I'm gonna devour 3 ribeyes now. I've waited so long for this. Oh. It's actually pretty good. Surprisingly, it's super duper tender. I 100% prefer doing it the way I normally do it, which is slow roasting it in the oven, put it in at about 200 degrees till it reaches about the internal temperature you're looking for, which is about 125 for us, or for me at least. I love it medium rare. After it reaches that temperature, then you go ahead and let it rest for about 10 minutes, and while it's resting, you get your cast iron skillet. You get it up to 600 degrees, and while that's getting up to 600 degrees, go ahead and rub some oil all over your steaks. Get them all nice and juiced up. And then as soon as that cast iron hits 600, you put it on there, and it's going to scream. About 45 seconds is all you're looking for each side. So make sure you count and flip it. You'll get that perfect sear. And then when you cut into it, it's exactly the way you want to eat it. And it's super juicy, super delicious. And even the Danos, I can taste all those flavors, you know, the smoked pellets, the charcoal briquettes, which I can definitely taste those, which is kind of weird. And the Danos, can't taste the salt. I thought I put too much salt, but I've always thought that. I always think I put too much salt, and then when I go to eat it, it tastes fantastic. So I think the family, if they don't get here fast enough, like, it's good. I've been waiting so long for these steaks. I'm so sad I couldn't treat them the way I would have loved to, but this is definitely maybe a runner-up. Maybe.